And we're live. What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the coldest studio around. I seem to have lost my little thermos. No, I didn't. It's over here. Let's see. Even though last week it didn't say it was very cold and it felt a lot colder. It says it's 62 Fahrenheit in here, so I guess it's not terrible, but it's definitely a lot colder than it was when we hit 90. Andrew, thank you so much for the donation for the Hump Day Fund. We get some camel emojis in chat. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I'm super excited for today's stream because we are starting the Micron Plus. A quick, before I check and see who's all here today, a quick little pan of what's going on here. So I did manage to get a cart built by some miracle for the Venture. So this is where the Venture lives. I have not done much since we saw each other last. I started peeling a little bit more of the acrylic panels, but still need to do cable management again, panel figuring it all out, but it's here and it's staring at me every day. So hopefully that incentivizes me to prioritize getting it all buttoned up, but that's where we're at with that. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move this like this for a second here. Let's move it a little bit further down. Let me see who's all here today. Let's see, we've got Lord Getface, good morning or good day. Lisa, Cow King, Del Mar, Ranch, Mr. Melt, Melted's, Murphy, Cassio's in the house, Andrew's here, Streg, Collie, I think I might have just said that, but I don't know if I did. I did see your message, Collie. I also tend to watch the live streams on the TV and then chat on my phone. So you are not the only one that does that. That is my preferred way to also watch streams. I saw Petty's here lurking, you said during meetings. Let's see, is anyone else nice? I think I said hi. Beads is here. How's it going, everybody? Hasio, thank you so much for the 11 months, man. Yeah, Alan's here too. Crow's here, 5Co, PUK, a lot of awesome people. Yes, I am building the new R1 kit. So I apologize to everyone for the delayed stream. It has been a rough week here in this house. It feels like it's been one thing after another, and specifically the last day or two, Jackson's been pretty sick with like a fever and just not feeling good. And so he was up a lot of the last two nights and finally slept next to me, and he didn't get out of bed today till probably 10:30 or 11. So I did not get a chance to get everything set up and down here, and I'm glad I moved the stream by an hour because I hardly made this time because of the fact that I moved all of this stuff around. Everything got unplugged, and there was a lot of stuff going on. So, but we are here. Hey GPs, how's it going? Gonna have fun lurking, sounds great. Yeah, so we are going to be building the Micron R1 kit, Micron Plus R1 kit from LDO. LDO did provide the kit, so full disclosure, it does say that in the description, but I wanted to make sure I announce that. Like usual with any company that provides a kit, like especially on the live stream, obviously like they can't see it before I make the content, but the opinions of it are that of my own, and basically the only agreement was that they would send the kit, LDO would send the kit, and I would build the kit. So everything we go through and feedback and stuff like that and opinions are that of my own. So the parts are LDO did provide filament too, which is pretty sweet. This is, if Delmar's in chat, he knows one of these is ABS, one of these is ASA, and I cannot freaking remember. I did get the updated PSU. Yes, thank you for that. So I did swap. That's the only thing I did was I opened this up and pulled the PSU and swapped the new one. So these are the parts for printing. I cannot take credit for the color choice fully. I was really on the fence about what I wanted to do color-wise with this build. And I messaged HartK and was talking to him a little bit about the printing and colors and stuff. And he sent me like 3 or 4 epic renders of the Micron Plus with different color combinations. And this was one of the color combinations I saw it and was like, that looks badass. Yes. So, okay, orange is ASA. Manual still isn't finished, so use CAD. That is really good to know. I need to download the CAD. I hopefully will be okay with the frame assembly today, but I did see that the manual does say WIP, so work in progress, so that is good to know. I will make sure before next stream then that I've got the CAD downloaded and pulled up. I kind of in the back of my mind was anticipating that might be the case since it did say that it was a work in progress. Got confirmation vector, all the Fabrico kits and PSUs got updated before shipping out. Other vendors got the PSU by airmail from LDO. Got it. This was directly from LDO from their warehouse. So they sent the Micron kit, and they did tell me that they needed to swap the PSU on the like early version or whatever, and the replacement PSU came in before the kit did because they shipped that via DHL, like it was like next day air, while this one came via UPS, or the box came via UPS. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the 3D printing space. All of these parts were printed out on the Bamboo Lab H2C. I have been testing that out. I am clearly late to the party because a bunch of videos have come out and I still will not have mine out for a couple of weeks. It's weird, it's funny, like, it's always been this way with me, but it seems to be getting worse where like, I won't review printers for a couple months, and then all of a sudden there'll be a bunch of review printers that come in at the same time. So right now in the queue is the Snapmaker U1, which I'm basically done with. Most of the test printing I've done is just multicolor PLA. I did do a PLA and PTG, and I will probably do a PLA and TPU print for today, which will be the final print I need to do for the video. I've been testing out the Cheetah Q1. Is it the Cheetah Q1? Or am I mistaken? I think it's called the Cheetah Q1. Cheetah's had a bunch of printers I've reviewed over the last 2 years, and they're all like similar-ish in naming conventions, but the new Cheetah printer, not the large one that's 390 by 390, but like the smaller version of that. I've played around with that printer for a while, but the version of their Cheetah box that I got had some stuff that they were going to basically be revising, so I was waiting to get the review out until that came in. So that came in, and then I'm also testing out the H2C from Bamboo Labs. So it's been busy. While normally like I can go months without reviewing a printer really. So I don't know about the index. I definitely did not. I mentioned, Lisa had asked in chat, but like Prusa has never really expressed interest in getting me a review kit, and I don't really have contact with Bontech. I would love to. I think Bontech's an awesome company and they're fellow Swedes, but yeah, I don't have communication with them directly. So I do have a Mark IV that I will very likely do probably a stream series of upgrading the Mark IV to a Core 1 with the anticipation of doing index eventually on the Core 1. Probably just the 4 tool, though I know they announced a 4 and an 8, but that's very likely what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, the Q2. It's the Q2 then. Yeah. So, but yeah, so the game plan today is to unbox the kit. We'll take a look at all the stuff that comes with it, and then I'd like to get the frame assembled. That is the plan. So let's go ahead and make this happen. Manual helps you with the frame, then gantry, etc. is up to the cat. Okay, good to know. That sounds like a plan. But yeah, I'm super excited. The Micron Plus, I mean, even the Micron non-Plus variant has been on my list, way at the very top of my list for probably years now. Like I think that HartK's designs are absolutely gorgeous, and I've followed him on Twitter that then became X forever, and so I'm very excited to build this. The Micron Plus is definitely more enticing of a printer to me. Not that the small build volume of the Micron wouldn't do a lot of what I wanted to, but I like the bit of extra size on it. So I'm very much looking forward to building this with you guys. And the game plan is to build it stock, like, you know, whatever stock means for the R1 kit from LDO. And then the long-term plan is to end up doing a Mad Max conversion for it. So that is what's going on. Hey, Luis, or Luis. John, thank you for the $5 towards the Pro Pineapple on Pizza Fund. I hope you're doing good, man. I hope you are doing well. Okay, let's go ahead and do this overhead shot here. I'm gonna probably have to move you guys a little bit so I can see what y'all are saying. Let's put you guys right here, a little further away. Okay. Maybe zoom out a hair. Yeah, we'll try that. It feels really strange going from building a behemoth of a printer to building a small printer. I'm very excited. Very excited. Hey, Clown. Hey, Kenneth. So, like usual with the LDO kits, you get a sort of like checklist of BOM. I think this is actually not from factory checking. I think this is for you to go through everything and check. Maybe. Because there's check 1 and check 2 and none of it looks checked. Or maybe because I got a early, like not early version, but like a review unit. They just are like, I don't know if like when you purchase one, if they all have check marks. I don't really know. But you also have this cool little, I think it's aluminum, like thin piece of aluminum badge that just has the name of the printer along with like a model number or serial number, I suppose, for it. So I will put that off to the side here. Make you know where parts are. That's true. I guess if you go through here, you will get familiar with what is what and where it is. Nice! Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, buddy. Let's see. Shrimp Father got one, Scope got one, Samuel got one, Melted got one, and Salty Day got one. All right, next up we've got our panel kit. I don't know how much of this I want to really take out. We'll just undo this bit of bubble covering and take a quick peek at it. Yeah, we'll leave it wrapped, but I will at least take it out so we can kind of see a look at it. Gotta start a new trash pile. Oh, Maurice, man, you guys with the 5 gifted membership. Thank you, man. Oh man, my little my Steam Deck keeps resetting. I think it's on its way out. That might need to go on my Black Friday. Oh, squirrel. Might need to go on my Black Friday list of things to pick up. Colin got one. Dario got one. Jeffrey. Is it pronounced Joffrey? I think it's Jeffrey. I think you pronounce it like a J, but correct me if I'm wrong. Tenno got one, and Simon got one. So here's our panels. Basically, we've got, it looks like polycarbonate panel clear. And then this is probably, if it's not ABS, then it's likely, oh gosh, what is it called? It is, panels. Someone tell me what these black panels are. If it's not ABS, it's usually, I can't think of what the other name is right now. Oh my God, RS with the, you guys. Thank you so much, RS. Let's see, Jody got one, George got a membership, It's Mike got a membership, Tactical Printing got one, and Joseph, ACM. Gotcha, yeah. So they're probably ACM panels more than ABS. I think that's more common. They do look a little bit shinier than I am used to for ACM panels, but it might just be the plastic covering the wrap on this. So I'm gonna leave this in here for now, just so that way it doesn't get all scratched up until we actually need them. It can still be polycarbonate. Maybe it is too. Yeah, maybe it is polycarbonate. It definitely says polycarbonate. There's a sticker on the clear panels, but I'm not convinced that the black ones are polycarbonate, but I'm also not sold that they're not. So it might actually say, if we look at this really quickly here, what they are. Let's see, fasteners, no. Motion, no. Frame kit, no. Panel kit. Acrylic, it's acrylic panels. That was not on my options. Yeah, it says polycarbonate, 3 clear panels, another polycarbonate panel, then 3 matte black acrylic panels. So they're acrylic, which I guess does, not that acrylic can't be kind of matte, but I did say it looked a little bit glossy, so that kind of makes sense to me. Love watching the builds, just wish I had one. I can understand that. I can understand that. Even with me building a lot of printers, there's still ones where I'm like, I wish I could build that. How is next? How is next? Okay, so let's move on here. So we've got the Leviathan, which I have installed. Am I running the Leviathan? I know that I've done a video on Leviathan, and I'm pretty sure we installed this on a printer. I don't know what printer though, because I'm pretty sure when we built the 2.4 from LDO, I think that came with a Big Tree Tech board. So I can't remember if we actually ended up installing this in a printer or if I have one upstairs. If I have one upstairs, I'm probably gonna put it in the, Venture now that I think about it. I'll have to look. I totally forgot that. I don't know if I ended up using that. But for anyone that hasn't seen it, it is a really pretty board. There is a standoff slash mounting spots basically for the Raspberry Pi, so it sits right there. And then it's got, is it 6 built-in drivers? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 built-in drivers. And then, I'm sorry, 5 built-in, I think 2209s. And then 2 beefy, I cannot remember what these are. They 5160s, high voltage stepper. I feel like they're 5160s, but I know that someone in chat will know for sure what they are. Rev D, okay, yeah, I think mine was Rev C on my 2.4. Yeah, I'm almost positive that it's running like an Octopus Pro or something like that. 5160s, cool. Yeah, if I've got a Leviathan upstairs, then that's probably what I'm going to end up swapping into the Venture along with the Big Tree Tech. I've got 2 of their toolhead boards. They sent like the V2 or Gen 2 version of them, which I don't think will work on the Stealth Burner, so we might end up having to swap toolheads on the Venture as well. So we'll cross that bridge, I guess, in the future. Is that Colin? Yeah, hey Colin. Hey Stuart. Okay, let's slide this back on and keep it nice while we can. I don't know. It's actually, let's see, can I slide it back on? I can. All right. Next up, we've got our AC heat bed. Oh my gosh, Hasio with the fuck. You guys are, man, going crazy with this member say. Thank you so much, Hasio. Let's see, Icarus got one, Benny got one, Brent got one, Luke got one, and it looks like XY. I'm gonna go with Cyber Tech, even though it's XY Burtech. Hey Penguin. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Ooh, this is pretty. This is a really nice build plate. Yeah, this is gorgeous. So it comes with, it looks like black powder coated PEI. And then it has built-in like CNC standoffs on here with, looks like bolts going through them, but like a nice CNC plate. And this must just go like that, I take it. Yeah, that's really nice. And it looks like it's already got the heating pad installed and the magnet, which is nice. Like, I don't mind doing that, but not having to do that is certainly something I'm not upset with. It's got the fuse already installed. So yeah, this looks great. Is that, I wonder if that is for an additional thermistor. That's the only thing I can think of. There's a center like screw down, like threaded hole, and it looks like that would be potentially if you wanted to add another thermistor to the center of this for like an additional reading point, which I don't plan on doing, but that is kind of neat. I think it makes more sense on a bigger build plate than, you know, this guy, but still cool to see that. But yeah, this looks really nice. The black PEI is just chef kisses all around. So let's see if I can get this back in here without pinching anything. There we go. Can you try a bamboo A1? You mean an A1 mini plate? I think I have. Let's see. There's probably an A1 mini. Yeah. God, that is really tough to reach right now. Let me, I will try for like 60 seconds Stelmar to reach this. I've got the A1 like clear plastic, not really prototype version, but the version that was never released here with the bed. Oh, the bed should still be the same. Yep. All right, here we go. Okay. I was able to reach it. Do you want me to try it with the standoffs? Is that what you're interested in seeing? It looks like it's the exact same size plate. I don't think it's gonna work with the standoffs though. Yeah, it hits the standoffs. So, I mean, you could use, this is the exact same size plate, it looks like though. So if you didn't care about having the standoffs, then you could definitely do it. But unless, yeah, it's not gonna work with the way the lip is, but it is the exact same. Like if I go right here, or if I go right here, it's like, there's like a millimeter or two, a couple millimeters off the front, but it's pretty dang close to being the same size plate. Put it sideways. Yeah, it looks like it's the same though. Like there's still like 2 millimeters or so shy of being the exact, but it is really close. And I think for most, like if you have A1 plates you want to use, yeah, A1 mini plates you want to use. I couldn't see why you wouldn't be able to if you got rid of the standoffs at the very least. Yeah, that would have been kind of cool if they had the standoffs a little bit differently, because I'm sure there's a lot of people with spare A1 mini plates. This is just extra cardboard, thick cardboard. Okay, what do we want to look at next? Let's look at, this is electronics 1 of 2. So we have got the, oh, this is the, I forgot this. That's really nice too. All of my V0s they're either headless or they have just like your little kind of knob screen. Well, this actually comes with a 4.3-inch touchscreen, so we'll be able to run clipper screen. Yeah, which should be like, I mean, it looks small compared to, you know, granted we just built the Venture XL and we've built a lot of big printers, but I imagine that this screen size is going to be, like, look really good and fit right in with the Micron Plus. So, Prusa mini plates. I don't think I have any Prusa mini plates. I had a Prusa mini for a while, but I really did not love it. I don't know. I had some issues with, I think, the stock heat break, and then it's just not a very rigid cantilever. I was not a big cantilever fan ever, like, period, until I built the V Minion, and then I was like, okay, I kind of like cantilever printers now, or don't mind them so much. Hey LTX, enjoying building in the garage now. This is the new printer building area. I don't know. The thought was the thought was that I had the computer down here still from the Venture XL, so I either have to transfer everything, and then right now on the streaming area upstairs, the Snapmaker U1 is running a like 12-hour print, and so it is kind of nice not having to move everything up there that I'm testing, you know, or reviewing to be able to build. So it's probably going to be a bit of a split, just depending on things. I'm sure once we end up getting the mini split in here and eventually a shed, that maybe I'll end up just doing more build stream stuff in here. So we'll see. The mini with the stock on is kind of meh, but with the Revo Micro, it totally rocks. Yeah, I never ended up doing the Revo Micro. I did do if I remember correctly, I bought like a Bondtech heat break for it that did correct the issue that I was having specifically with the extrusion. So then we've got a Raspberry Pi 4 Model B, which is so nice not having the Pi shortages anymore, because for a while there, these were definitely not coming with kits from what I remember. We've got a ribbon cable, we've got our AC inlet, we've got an SSR for our heated bed. We have got a 32 gigabyte SanDisk micro SD card for our Clipper host image, and then we have got a Clicky kit. So we'll definitely be going with Clicky for the initial build. Long term, I don't know if I will stick with that or go with an eddy current probe of sorts, either Big Tree Tech or Beacon. We'll play it by ear, but for now I will definitely go with Clicky on here. And we'll build it as it's intended. So let's go ahead and close this up. It took me 2 hours, but I managed to get Index pre-ordered. Oh, they released, I didn't realize that they released like sales for it today. I know that they had the announcement thing I saw this morning. I didn't like watch it, but I just saw it was like, you know, in my feed everywhere, but I didn't realize they actually opened up orders for it. It does make sense though. I feel like usually they kind of do those two things at the same time when they announce something. Okay, so this is more electronics. This is a Nighthawk 36 toolhead PCB, so this will be running a USB toolhead board. We've got our fans, so I'm excited to build the toolhead for this thing. So I assume this is layer cooling fans, then this is going to be the fan for our hot end. I think Jason told me that this doesn't include a hot end, so I'll have to figure out what's going in here. I need to go upstairs and look at what we have. I think I've got a conch hot end that is just chilling, that maybe that's what we'll throw in here. I kind of want to play around with that. We'll see. We'll figure that out. What is this? These are, looks like bed breakout PCBs, bed auxiliary umbilical PCB. So yeah, I think these are gonna be for our bed, so that way we can like quick disconnect it. It was limited and sold out quick. Got it. Ships Q1 of next year. Can you confirm something for the G2 SA parts and cutter for leaf cutter? Sure. Yeah, and USB pass-through at Nighthawk 36. Conch then Pika. Yeah, what is it that you want me to check, Delmar? I'm gladly check. Let's see. So we've got a Cobb light strip. We've got, this is exactly what I was describing for the bed. So maybe this just by default comes with, this is the little screw-in thermistor. So maybe it is intended to be installed in the bed. We've got some tiny crimps and crimp connectors. We got more fans. So I don't know, maybe these are for the electronics cooling, as well as maybe chamber circulating of heat in the chamber from the bed. That's my initial assumption. We got magnets, we've got some Wagos, and then we've got a cable chain as well. Hey zombie, how's it going? Happy hump day. Bed fans, yeah, that's cool. I think the only printer I'm running that has a bed fan is one of my V0s that we installed like the UFO Kirigami mod on it. Okay, motion. Inside motion, we have got, can you guys see okay? I think you can, but a bunch of VHB, because VHB is awesome. This is really nice. So this is for our, it's got to be for our Z drive then. These are all CNC parts. These look really nice. Let's see if you guys can see these all right. Yeah, that makes sense now that I think about it. I didn't actually print out any of these gears. These look really good. So we got 4 of those. It's Wednesday, my dudes. I feel like I need a soundboard thing of that. We've got our feet, and this thing has a lot bigger feet than my V0 does. This is like the same size feet that's on 2.4. Yeah, these are very large feet. We've got our bearings. We've got our pulleys. More bearings. We've got shafts. Let's see, cable ties, more bearings, more shafts. These are idlers? Shaft curled pulleys. These look like idlers to me. Let's see, more. These are definitely idlers. Some PTFE tubes. Ooh, little. That's cool. Little couple small drivers and Allen keys. I'll take those out. And then we've got our belts, and that's pretty much it inside here. Put this all back for now. I don't think we'll need this for the time being. There we go. Let's open this up. This is a hex driver kit. So this is pretty freaking cool. I've been using the Fabrico drivers forever, and I really like them, but at least on the 2.5mm and maybe the 2mm, they're starting to slip on me. And we saw that, I think, on the Venture build, and maybe even before that. And I've tightened the set screw as much as I can, and they're still slipping. So they will probably, for now at least, be getting replaced with these, which are similar style. The only thing is I think that these are, longer, and the only issue with that is, I lied. They are basically the exact same length. They're slightly different. There's like, I mean, we're talking 5mm maybe. So this will probably replace some of my Fabrico drivers for now because of the fact that a few of them are slipping, but they have served me well. I think I got them around the time we built the Merc, and that was before we moved into here, so it's probably been 3 years of me just abusing them. Yeah, it came with an entire driver set and 2 tiny drivers. Like, I mean, like, look at this. This is pretty freaking cool. So long drivers, small drivers, and baby drivers. Like, we've got driver galore, so that's very cool. Hey, what's up, Armor? How's it going, man? Okay, so let's take a look at this. So I mentioned that LDO sent out a replacement power supply. I don't know. I looked at the model numbers and the model numbers were the same, so I don't know if they just had a bad batch initially. I don't think I can get this off without breaking it, maybe. I don't know if they had just had a bad batch initially or what, but Jason over at LDO basically said before I even received this, like, hey, we're sending you a new power supply for that. Just pull the one that came from there, and I think I'm going to ship it back to them was the request. So I'm not exactly sure, but this is the power supply, which is freaking awesome. It is super compact, and it is a 24 volt, 11.45 amp, 275 watts. So, oh, and it also has, okay, I didn't even realize that. That's very cool. So it's got 24 volt, 11.45 amp, but also 5 volt, 5 amps. So you get 24 and 5 volts out of this. It's very heavy for its size. It is very, very heavy for its size, but I am super jazzed about this. This is a really nice thing. My original Micron Plus taunts me. Yeah, I assume you're just using like the full size, right? I mean, I think that's pretty much. I know that Meanwell has some smaller power supplies. I've seen them before, but I think that they're really expensive, and I'm not sure. Like, I don't think they're both 5 volts and 24 volts. I think they're just 24 volts, or maybe even 48 volts. But so there's our power supply cable. Let's see. Check out the extruder kit. Did you want to see something in the extruder kit specifically, Delmar? I know you said someone was checking on something for you, but I don't know if there's something you wanted to see in here. What is this? Oh, this is interesting. G2 16mm extruder gear. This is kind of cool. Let's see if you guys can see this all right. Let me pull it out. What is the name of the tool head? It's the Antfly. I was talking to Steve about it not long ago, but I cannot remember the name. I haven't built one before. So a really large gear. Wants to focus on my hands, but for the filament path, or for the filament to basically bite onto. It's pretty cool, and it looks, I don't know what material it is. It looks hardened based off the color, but I'm not exactly sure. Hey Zerent, how's it going, man? Nice to see you here. Ant head. Okay, that makes sense. I think that's the exact same thing I said to Steve too when he told me the name of it. Okay, so we've got our blades. So this does have blades. So I guess if you wanted to do something like box turtle or multicolor, then you've got blades. So I mean, we're gonna build it how it's intended. This just looks like a bunch of M3 bolts, some maybe washers, and some heat inserts. So just kind of all the hardware for that. We've got some small bearings. These are MR115 4-pack of bearings. Some more bearings, bigger bearings, MR148, 2 of these. We've got our LDO motor. This one is a 1.8 degree, 36mm. Model number is 36STH20 for anyone that's interested, which I think is just their standard, like, pancake style. Not pancake, I guess. Is it? Yeah, they call it a pancake. So I think this is a pretty standard motor that comes with a lot of the LDO extruder kits. And then it's got the, it might not be the exact same. I don't have another one side by side to compare, but the planetary gears, which reminds me always a lot of the Orbiter extruders. And so we've got that. We've got our little housing for that, which definitely, this looks beefier than the Orbiter one, so I don't think it's a 1-to-1. I think that the diameter, I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't have one in front of me, so it might be, but it feels beefier, but it could be just, I haven't used one in a while. And then we've got also, I'm not going to take these out too much, but is that power supply fit inside the Micron? I assume yes. I'm going to assume yes. And then we've got all of our little nylon gears for the planetary gear system. So I'm going to leave these in here. That way I don't lose them until we need them. But that looks good. Let's plug this right there like that. And then we'll just throw these on top. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say that the power supply definitely fits inside of it. Okay, what's next? Let's do the frame kit. This is one that actually we're gonna need really soon here. So we've got DIN rails, which I'm a huge fan of. think most of us probably are. And so it's nice to have a small printer that uses DIN rails, because on the V0, I think it's all VHB if I remember correctly for the most part. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's mostly VHB. So we got DIN rails. We've got a bunch of packaging foam. I did go, Jason gave me the option to choose on frame, and I did go with the space gray. Black might have looked really nice with these colors that I went with, but I have never used space gray. I've pretty much exclusively chosen black for most of the builds. Like 2.4 was black, the switch wire was black. So yeah, I've just done a lot of black builds, and I do like black extrusions generally speaking, but for this one I was like, no, let's go space gray. So we'll leave these all in here. We're gonna take them all out in just a second, because the goal of today is to get the frame assembled, but we will, we can leave the DIN rails, as well. Let's go ahead and just move this off to, so much space to work. This is a pretty big workbench, but it didn't feel big because its first time being used for a printer build was, you know, the Venture, which made it feel like it wasn't large enough. Let's check out our motor kit. A lot of motors. Modbot, do you get the choice on what builds you want to do? I mean, generally speaking, yes. It's a combination of things. Like, I can obviously say no to any build that I want to, but yeah, it's a combination of things. So with LDO, I think it's usually been in the past, like maybe in 1 or 2 instances, Jason has pinged me. And then like with the Micron, I pinged Jason. I was like, hey, this looks awesome. I'd really like to build one of these. But each situation's a little bit unique as far as like collaborative or stream, not collaborative, but like kits that are provided. It's all kind of dependent on the manufacturer I'm working with. Like, but yes, there's absolutely, if there's a printer I'm not interested in building, then I will not build it. Are you building this inside the Venture? I'm not. I am not. Space Gray Apple lawsuit. Yeah, I built a small, well, I built a cart for the Venture XL that's basically the same size as this, which is 2 carts attached to each other. It's probably like 200 millimeters shorter in each direction. It's right here. You can kind of see it. Okay, motors. So we'll just take out one of each. So this is going to be our Z motors, and these are, let's just bring it up to the camera. I don't know how well you can see the model number on it, but it's the 1.8 degree NEMA 17 LDO 42 STH 40s, right? STH 40s, yeah. So that's what these are. It's not focusing as well as I would like. I think that they laser etch these, and the laser etching is clear enough for me to see, but there's a little bit of lights and darks, and I think that the camera is struggling. I also don't have any light behind me. They're all that direction, so that's probably not helping the camera focus. And then these are going to be our AB motors, and they are kind of small and beefy at the same time, which is weird. Like they're tall, but they're like the length and the width is not that big, but the height is really big, and they have long shafts on them. So this is a 35 STH 5.2. So that's what that is. So I'm assuming that the 5.2 is probably 52 millimeters, and the other ones were 40 millimeters. So these are cool. I've definitely not used these motors before, this form factor. LDO, yeah, LDO does do a great job of packaging. I've never had an issue with things arriving damaged from shipping. So we don't need those right now. So let's place these off to the side. I'm trying to balance everything on a bar stool here. Okay, so linear rail kit, we'll probably take these out as well. I don't know that we'll be installing these today, but those are tiny rails. That must be our, actually, I don't know what's what. Okay, those all look the same to me. That also looks the same to me. That also looks the same to me. That's beefier for sure. So this, it looks like, and I could be wrong, I need to take them out, look at them, but it looks like all rails for Z and Y are the same, and then X is a beefier rail. The X is a SLR 9H, so 9 millimeters, and then the other ones are SLR 7H. So I think that's probably the way that it is, which I think is how the 2.4 is. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, the 2.4, the Z and the Y are the same, and the X is a beefier rail, so it looks like that's the same. I'm just gonna shove these back in here for right now to keep them organized. And then also one thing I just saw that I really like, which doesn't surprise me is included, but one of the big kind of annoyances when building the V0 is the nuts sliding around everywhere in the extrusions because you have to preload them, and I assume that this will be similar, that you need to preload things, but these are really cool. So these are going to be for all the linear rails. Instead of having to preload a bunch of nuts, you just slide these metal bars into the extrusion, and these should all be, yeah, these are all threaded already. So this is what we will bolt our rails to. And there's a bunch of these, one for each. It looks like one for each rail. So we got these, and then it also has two of these little dummy blocks for if you want to take the linear block off or linear bearing off and clean it or grease it or something like that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in this case with how small these are. I have a little bit of PTSD because the worst experience I ever had with losing balls from a rail or from a block was with my original V0, and it's the same form factor on the bearing. So I'm not sure if I'm just going to leave. I'm probably just going to use the grease gun, leave the blocks on the rail, and just like brute force grease into them. Still pick two good ones for Y. Okay, I will definitely do that. So we got two things left. We got fasteners and we got cables. We'll do cables first. So we've got some, looks like foam, probably for our tape foam. So I assume this is going to be for insulation for our panels, probably. That's my assumption. PCB fan beds. This looks like bed cables, SSR. We've got some LED cables. We've got some grounding cables, clicky cables. This looks like our AC cables, Nighthawk cables, and then this is our other Nighthawk like tool head cable. So everything is nicely labeled and relatively small, which is, I guess, to be expected. It's a small printer. I can confirm assembled my frame and then realized I forgot to nut. Oh god, yeah. That was my, like, the bane of my existence with my V0 builds was, oh no, you forgot to install a nut. So we'll do our best. If anyone sees me missing nuts in this build, please yell at me in chat. I will not be upset. I will be very appreciative because, yeah, it's definitely not my favorite pastime, taking things apart to replace nuts that I've forgotten. I don't know how this is all gonna go together. Doesn't have to be perfect, I suppose. And then fasteners, what did I do with fasteners? Oh, yeah, they're right here. I'm gonna just put these up the side. We'll open these in a sec. Okay, so let's just leave all this in the box for now. Let's close this, close this, close this, close this, and let's just, I'm gonna move, give me 1 second, move this out of the way. Okay. If you plan for cameras or lights, add M3 nuts. That is a good thing to note. I will probably end up doing a camera like the one that HartK uses. I don't think I have one still. I bought one a long time ago and I'm sure I've lost it. We've moved like twice since, but that's a good, if someone knows where that camera mounts, I think it's on the like inner, like top. Is it top inner or top bottom? I don't know. I'll have to look. I wonder if you can use LDO drop-ins. Oh, sweet. If you can use LDO drop-ins, then I don't really care that much. So let's see. These are, yeah, so these are slide-in nuts. These are all basically, focus a little bit more, zoom in a little bit more. So these are all just square nuts that are going to be our drop. Oh, they're not actually square nuts. They are chamfered so that way that they fit the profile of the extrusion. So, I mean, they are square nuts. Let's see, DIN clips. We've got, what is this stuff? This is for the little LDO like mascot keychain. nozzle wiping brush. That's really cool. I didn't realize this had that, but that doesn't surprise me. HartK, like, I feel like his printers are always like decked out with all the things you'd want. So my favorite, the ECAS fittings, those are drop-in nuts. Oh, sick. That's awesome that they include that. That makes me very happy. Hopefully there's a couple spare in there. Usually LDO provides spares, so hopefully there's at least a couple spares, so that way if I do decide to do the camera, we've got that. We've got M5 shims, we got bolts, we've got 2 different standoffs, brass and stainless steel standoffs. We got more bolts, we've got shim washers, M3 shim washers, self-tapping screws, bunch of heat inserts, which I'm gonna try to do a lot of that off stream. Yeah, I don't know that I need to go through all this stuff. Basically all the bolts and stuff we're gonna need. So I think we will, if they include drop-ins for the 1550 extrusions, then go for it. Yeah, I think that it seems like they did. Hey Viking, Dan, I can send you my Bitutech Eddy mount for the ant head high flow. Yeah, if you want to send me, I'll take a look at it for sure. I think I'm going to build it with Clicky for now, but I will still take the model. I don't know if ant head is compatible with the Mad Max, so I don't know if I'll end up using it long term. But yeah, still send me a link. Man, I feel a headache coming on. I might take some ibuprofen or something a little bit just to try to kick it before it's too much. So let's take a look here at the manual, which is a work in progress, as someone has stated. So let's just do a quick little look at this. So here's the manual. This is what we're building. It's gorgeous, gorgeous looking printer. Pretty standard Voron stuff with the printing, primary color, accent colors, quantity, also print recommendations, or print guidelines. I guess they're not really recommendations. This is what you need to use. Discord, GitHub. So I assume that this is all going to be basically the same as with the Voron build regarding like naming conventions and stuff like that. Let's see, attention bubbles denote steps that are common areas that mistakes occur. Look for black callouts to mention the preload M3 nuts. Okay. Some of them are specific to the size of the printer and will be bold at the end. Okay. Look for gray callouts to mention the preloaded M3 nuts that are optional. Some of the printed parts have a printed twist lock version to attach to the frame or a screw down version. If you choose to use a twist, then you can ignore. I think I did twist, so the key versions. I don't think we'll need those. Look for the Micron logo next to the printer part. This is direct link to the file. Nice. Look for green callouts to mention the various hardware used. Okay. Still no crosshatch in there. It feels better than gyroid. I will say that I definitely don't follow the infill type. I'm pretty sure rectilinear is what I used for these, but I could be wrong. Maybe I did use grid. I don't like grid anymore. Grid was my best friend for a lot of years, and then all of a sudden I just don't like it. The nozzle drags way too much with it. It's just not a fan of it. Okay, so blind joints, for anyone not familiar, basically you insert a screw into like the ends of these rails, and then there is a hole that you then use to secure the head to the inside of the extrusion, or like the inside of the slot of the extrusion. So anyone that's familiar with Vorons have used those. Okay, so first thing is sort extrusions. Let's go ahead and do that. Grid can go back to 2012 where it belongs. Yeah, grid was what I used forever, like for a really, really, really long time. It was kind of like Old Faithful for me, but that's actually one of my complaints right now with the Snapmaker U1 is that the default profiles in their slicer all use grid, and I don't understand why. I don't understand why they made that call. Sorry. And I keep forgetting to change it and save it, because yesterday I was printing something. I was like, what is that grinding sound? I'm like, oh God, grid's on. Cubic for Voron parts, even though it's a crossing type. Yeah, I pretty much, rectilinear has become my my go-to. I use gyroid a bit. I feel like it really shakes up the machine when printing gyroid fast, so I don't love that about it. So rectilinear has definitely been my go-to. God, these are so light and so small. It's been a bit since we've built something with 15 extrusions, and coming from the like 40/40s of the Venture, like it feels almost like a toy. it's crazy. It's such a big difference. Rectilinear is bad for strength. I've never had issues with it. I am pretty sure I've got some Vorons that are running rectilinear. Like I said, I don't know what I'm running on this. It might be grid, but I've never had issues with rectilinear and strength. Does any slicer not use grid as default for infill? I don't know. I don't know. $15 extrusions bend easy. That does not surprise me. They are very small. It feels like I could bend these. Yeah, I mean, like picking up this guy right here, it's like it feels, I mean, I know it's aluminum, but like it almost feels like it could be printed. It's just so light. I'm trying to think back of what's the last time we used 15 extrusions. It was probably a V0, like V0.2 build that we did. These are all the same here. This looks longer, but I could be wrong. I'm not. That is definitely longer. Crucicore 1 profile uses grid. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, grid is still very much used a lot, but I don't. We were talking about this on stream actually, either last week or the week before, and some people had reasons why grid is still good. And I think that someone was saying that with the new Orca Slicer update, where you can kind of control, is it like density or I can't remember the specifics of it, but like grid, there's value in that with grid. Have you got some different shades on the anodizing? I don't think so. I think it's the way the lighting is hitting it. I've got so like, there's a standing light here, a standing light here, and there's an overhead light here. And I think that the way that overhead light is bouncing, because I'm looking at the camera right now, like what you guys are seeing, and it looks like these look to be darker than these. But when I'm looking at it in front of me, I don't see that at all. Like, let me see if I slide. No, it still looks like it from here. I don't see it. Like when I look at it from this direction where I see light hitting them all, they look the same to me, but I see what you guys are seeing, so I don't know. It doesn't look like that to me in person, but on the camera when I'm looking at it, it definitely looks like there's some that are lighter and darker, and I don't know why it's coming through like that. Different infill types use different amounts of material, even at the same percent. That makes sense. I really would love to get a tensile tester. I know that, like, I'm sure Stefan and there's probably other people online that have done videos like testing the different infill types, and I know I've seen a thumbnail with Stefan having done that, but I really want a tensile tester. A lab one is very expensive. They're like, I think, thousands of dollars, so I would like to build one. And I know that Jantech was building one, and I talked to him about it like a year ago when I saw him at, I think it was 3D Printopia. And I said to him that, hey, when this thing becomes available, I would love to build one. And I don't know, I don't know if he just got busy with school or video stuff, but like, I don't think it ever came out, which is a bummer. I set my infill to 0.5 6mm line width for everything over 30%. Infill keeps the time down by a lot. Tom did a full video. Oh, did he recently? How did I miss that? I still want to build this printer. Yeah, I am super jazzed that this, oh, it's me. That's not what I meant to do. Super jazzed that this is out. Okay, collect your extrusions and sort them by length. We will highlight the extrusions used in each step and label them as shown on this page. extrusion callouts. To avoid confusion, we will call out the extrusions by the name shown on these reference pages. To help assembly along, you may want to label the extrusions or print the reference page for a faster lookup. I think what I will do is save this. What was it? It was Windows Shift S? Yes, I remembered. Hey, you have an owie on your head? Are you going nap time? Is he going nap? Yes. You are? You want to say hi real quick before you go nap? Okay. All right, Jack's here. He's gonna say hi real quick. He's been sick the last couple days. You went to the doctor's house, huh? Yeah. The doctor said you didn't have an ear infection, right? Yeah. Dude, look how tiny these are. These are cool, huh? Yeah. What's that? Mm-hmm. Okay, you can go try to lay down for a little bit, it sounds like? Yeah, hope you feel better. Okay. Can you say bye-bye to everybody? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. I love you. Mommy's gonna get you all ready tucked in, okay? I'll see you when you wake up and I'll show you what Daddy built, okay? Okay. Come on, buddy. Oh, nice. Okay. What was I doing? I was screen capping. Okay. So let's take this. Yeah, cool. Now I don't have to worry about pulling that up if I leave it up. So some frame kits come with bed extrusions that are mounted using blind joints. These will end up being 2 longer extrusions and 8. Wait, some frame kits come with bed extrusions that are mounted using blind joints. These will end up being 2 longer extrusions and 8 B extrusions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got it. So instead of 10, I don't think we have that here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, am I lying? Okay, so according to this, there's 1 tiny E, yes. There's 1 tiny D, yes. There's 2 C's, yes. And then this says that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is not the case. So we must have the blind ones then. 2 longer extrusions. Are we missing an extrusion? Ah, okay. There's still one in the box. So this guy is gonna be, there we go. Okay. These ones and these ones. That makes sense. So in our case, then the difference is that we have we have 8 of these and then 2 that are slightly longer with through holes in them. Marie says, what time are you doing the giveaway since your standard stream an hour later? Gotcha. That's a good question. We can open it up in half an hour. Yeah, we can open it up in half an hour. The 5th extrusion looks to be the wrong length. Am I wrong? Yeah, I think that that's the issue, was that there was one in the box still that was like closest to me in the wall, and so from my like bird's eye view, I couldn't actually see it. So everything seems fine now. The views shown are the left, front, right, and bottom. Okay. Extrusion reference. All units are metric, multiple views. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, so to make building the printer slightly easier, we're first going to install required heat inserts. So the heat insert stuff I'm going to try to do off stream because there's a lot of them. So I will try to have this done by next week's stream. We shouldn't need them for today, so I'm just going to basically skip over this section. I did see this when I looked at it last night. Lots of heat inserts, lots and lots and lots and lots. Okay, frame. So prepare 8 extrusions. These extrusions are going to be used in this section. Prepare them as shown above by partially threading in M3/8. Okay, so let's take out those 8 extrusions. Let's see, they're going to be these ones. And we need M3/8 button heads. I feel like there's not a ton of hardware variants in this. Like there's, like, let me just show this really quick here. So this is all of, I mean, there's bags too specifically for the tool head, but like this is all the different hardware, and that doesn't feel like that much to me. I could be wrong, like maybe that is standard, but it doesn't feel that bad to me. So hopefully it will mean I spend less time searching for things. that's the goal. So let me bring you guys to a little bit around and like this, and maybe zoom out a hair more. Cool. I'm currently looking to buy an ultrasonic cleaner. Any intake on this? Oh man, I don't have. I know that when I was working at Matter Hackers, we sold one that was really expensive, and I don't recommend that one. I'm trying to think of AU ultrasonic. I don't know if they make one. These guys, I've used their hot air like rework stations and soldering irons before, and I thought that they also made ultrasonic cleaners. AU International. I don't know if this is the same company or not. I think it is. That's an expensive one, I think. I mean, I don't know what pricing. Some of the stuff is like sort of specialty equipment, so I don't know. But AU specifically, I've had pretty good luck with. I have not used their ultrasonic cleaners, but I know that they make just a bunch of stuff for like PCB rework. There's a smaller one that they have. I don't know what size you need for what you're looking for. I don't know what the price is on this one either, but this is a 9050. Yeah, they don't sell it on this website. So you'd have to, I don't know if AU sells directly. I think you have to find a reseller. So it might be worth looking in there where you're at if there's a reseller that sells them. But yeah, I've had good experience with their irons and their rework, reflow stuff. So they've been around for a lot of years. I've been using them for probably a decade now. So that's my recommendation without actually having used their ultrasonic cleaners, but at least it might be worth looking at that brand and seeing what feedback's like on them. Okay, so we need to, are we putting, what I don't know is if we're putting screws in on both sides or just one side. We'll just start with one side, I suppose. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Does Harbor Freight sell them as well? I don't know. I think we're nice. I don't think they have Harbor Freight's where Nice is, because I think Harbor Freight is just a US company. But yeah, I think it largely depends on what you're using it for. Nice, like how good of a unit does it need to be? Around 24 liters, plus or minus 300. That's a good size ultrasonic cleaner. Bearded, how's it going? Thank you for the gifted membership, man. Azure 3D, Scott got one. Hey, Scott. Okay, let's get these installed. So we'll just do one side for now, and then it won't be that difficult to add them to the other side if need be. I'm not gonna do also, I'm not gonna do Loctite on these. Camera angle feels a little bit awkward with the way I'm holding these, so if it is, let me know and I can change it, but the best I can think of right now. I can't have the camera on the opposite side because the venture is there, so I've basically got my left side or kind of over the shoulder. All right, you know, we got to talk about food now. Okay, so for anybody that's celebrating Thanksgiving, I don't know if there's any other holidays going on around this time anywhere else in the world, but for anyone that is celebrating Thanksgiving, what is your go-to food that you're excited for? For us, it's pretty traditional turkey, mashed potato, green bean casserole. We do some boiled carrots, and then I think we do like King's Hawaiian rolls. I'm kind of obsessed with King's Hawaiian rolls, and I have been for most of my life. They have no business being that good. This is not going in very well. What's going on here? It looks like the edge of the thread might be a little bit rough. Let's see if I can work this in. Ah, no, that was fine. My family's from the South. We do all the food. Nice. Yeah, this year I have been really enjoying. I like cooking a lot. If I had more time, I'd probably cook a ton. But because of work and YouTube, like I hardly get a chance to cook. But the last few years since we moved out of the state, it's been on me doing all the cooking pretty much, and for the holidays. That's not entirely true, actually. Erin helps tag team, and she does the green bean casserole, so I don't want to discredit that. But like I do a lot of the, at least like the main dish, so like the turkey probably and the mashed potato, and then for Christmas I do the honey baked ham. And the last couple of years I've screwed up big time by not letting the turkey defrost enough prior to Thanksgiving. And I'll tell you, like, man, trying to prep a turkey that still has like ice cubes inside of it is awful. It is a workout, and your hands are numb. So I'm hoping that this year we're gonna put that turkey like in the fridge way in advance. Like probably need to do it like now. It takes so long. I love sweet potatoes. My parents are big on sweet potatoes. I never really liked them growing up. They've grown on me with age. Like I'm a big fan now of sweet potato fries, which growing up I was like meh. And I need to try just like regular sweet potatoes again, because I know a lot of people love them. And there's a way to, like, for Thanksgiving, don't some people prep them with like cinnamon, and I feel like I've seen people do like cinnamon, even like, is marshmallow correct, or am I hallucinating right now? I feel like I've seen like a cinnamon marshmallow thing. I don't know. Pecan pie, yum. Yeah, my mom is doing this year the dessert. She wanted to do a lot of the cooking, and I said, no, Mom, like, just come over. But she insisted a little bit, so she is going to be doing the, so we are gonna need rails a lot sooner than I thought. She's gonna be doing a pie, and I did request pumpkin pie. I do love me some pumpkin pie with whipped cream. It is delicious. Okay, let's find those rails. Looks like we need those little, heck are they? Looks like we need those little slide-in pieces that I was showing off a little bit ago. Did I leave the where are the rails? Cables? Linear rails, okay. It's a different size box than I was expecting. Okay. So this is, for anyone that is, yeah, you guys can see that. So for anyone that's seeing this, like, this is another method of, if you don't have like the LDO kit and you're building this, these are usually printed, and then they have nut traps inside of them. So you drop the nuts in and then slide them in the extrusion. This is what I did on my first V0, and you really want to make sure that you are not over extruding at all, because if you are, getting these in is a nightmare. I've boy, did I experience that. So yeah, definitely a lot of importance with a tuned profile, especially when building a small printer like this with 1515 extrusions. Those are the, oh, these are plastic? Yeah, these are the printed ones, right? Yeah. Brown sugar, butter, marshmallow. Okay, so yeah, I'm not crazy. I thought that was a thing. I really like Yorkshire puddings. I don't know what that is. Once I completely deboned a raw turkey and made a homemade turkey roll, it was a ton of work, but totally worth it. That sounds delicious, man. God. That sounds really good. Now, let me read this really quick. Pictured shows all the M2 nuts populated, but depending on how much M2 hardware, you may not be able to fully, so we don't need to worry about that right this second. 180 to fully populate all 6, 2 per rail. You need 84. Okay, so that's just telling us about that. So this wants us to do rail stuff now, which I was not expecting. If I'm not mistaken, the LDO rails still need to be prepped, right? Like, they're not ready to rock and roll out of the bag. Do I have scissors? I don't have scissors, but I've got these. Yeah, it's the same way on the V0, I guess, now that I'm remembering back. You put the rails on the extrusions. It's been a minute. Yorkshire puddings are like miniature Dutch baby? What is that? I don't know what a Dutch baby is either. Yeah, I think these, unless these have, I mean, they must have some preload, but wait, these look like they have been greased. I wonder if these are supposed to be prepped. Always clean and grease, easy now, very hard later. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's do rails then. I will very likely. I've got still this. Hopefully this is enough grease left in this little syringe. I think it will be. This looks like plenty probably. The main thing I need to find right now is an empty tupper or empty container, so that way I can keep everything together. And do I have an empty container? Nothing there. I will find a container. Just give me. Oh, here's one. It's like, now I've got a bunch of them just kind of randomly scattered. Okay. Sterilite container. Yorkshire pudding is unsweetened batter cooked in a shallow tray to make it slightly crispy. Shell that with the old gravy, other bits of meat. Interesting. I've never heard of that before. I'll have to try that one year. We've done, like, the last couple of years, we've done the exact same meal, and I've been no complaints about that. I've been really happy with it, and it's sort of what I grew up with: turkey, mashed potato, and green bean. Oh no, we didn't do green bean casserole growing up. We just did green beans with like almond slices and carrots and all that. But I think we'll do the same this year. Maybe next year I'll add something to the dish just to sort of expand upon it all. So let's start by. I think what I'll do is let's remove. I don't know what this paper is that came in here. Let's go ahead and just cut these all out. I wish I had scissors in the garage. I don't, so I have to use flush cutters, which is not super effective. What's up, Simon? Yeah, let's throw out paper. Let's keep the covers here, so that way if I want to, I can slide the rails back inside of there, which I probably won't be doing, because if we're installing them all right now, it's likely not going to be happening, but we'll still keep these plastic covers. It would be nice to see more of what you are doing if the bench was cleaned off. I don't know how much you'd be able to see more of what I'm doing with the benches cleaned off. We can do that. I have no problem doing that. Because of the way the camera is, I don't think you'll be able to see much. It's a far away camera. But yeah, I can throw away the foam and stuff. This can all go in the trash now. This is extrusions, which I'm fine with leaving out now, so we don't need either. This is what? This is fasteners, which can go. Fasteners I'll probably leave there, and this can go like this. Yeah, even if I go full screen though, like, I don't know how much more you'd be able to see, and if I zoom in, it's just me, so it's the side camera is really the main one. I think Americans call Yorkshire pudding a pop over. I still haven't heard of that. Where's my flush cutters now? Take a carriage off and see if it's pre-greased. It looks pre-greased to me, GPs. Like if you look at, I don't know if I can get the light to hit it correctly, but yeah, can you see that? Like that, I'm not used to seeing like what looks like clean grease on it right there. And the rails don't seem dirty like at all. There's no like packing grease on them or like packaging grease transfer that I'm used to. It looks like they're like cleaned and greased to me. Does that mean we think we're good to go? I mean, I have nothing against greasing them if we need to, but like I don't want to do it just for the sake of it if they're ready to rock and roll. I'm missing one of the best parts of a holiday meal. Geez, that good, huh? All right, I'll have to. Maybe I'll do a quick little Google search of what it entails making it. I know someone just described it, but maybe I'll pick up the ingredients for it. Just spent 10K on what? Do they slide down if held at 45? They don't. No, like, I mean, holding them at 90, they don't slide down. They feel like they're pretty heavily preloaded. I mean, also, like, let me see if I'm working, because even when I do it, they don't usually slide down right away. Usually it takes a little bit of working in. But if they're preloaded, if they have a preload, then it might not. It's starting to slide. Let me try to work in the grease a little bit. What is the numbers on it? They're greased already then? So like they're starting to slide a little bit, not a ton. The numbers on this rail is SLR7H220Z0. They look, I mean, like I mentioned, the fact that they are, I'm seeing some like this clean grease on all the blocks. That's not something I'm used to. And I'm not seeing anything else on the rail. Also, these have like a brown paper wrapping inside of here, which I've never seen. And I feel like that might be to keep like, I don't know, dust or something like that off of the greased block. Z0 equals no preload. Okay. But I do know that anytime I've greased a rail, it does not slide on its own. Like, it takes me doing this a while to work it in. Okay, it's starting to slide a little bit, but like I said, I don't think, I think it's likely because the thick grease is on the balls and it takes a while for it to work in, so that way it's kind of thinner. Like, it's starting to slide now. Let us know what you got for Z-Rail if 9H. They're not 9s. They're 7s. Everything's 7 for the rails except for 1.9, which I assume is for X. The paper is impregnated with rust. Oh, really? Well, that makes a lot of sense then, because they would need that if they are if they don't have the shipping oil stuff on them. Because my understanding, that's why they usually coat them in that shipping oil stuff, is to prevent rust from occurring. But if these don't have that because they're, you know, ready to rock and roll, then that makes sense. I'm gonna keep all these in this tub now though, so that way they don't get any sort of dust and stuff on them. If it was just packing oil, it would slide immediately. Well, that's pretty nice. I mean, I have on most of the builds we've done at least wiped them down and shot some grease into them. But I will say, like, I don't love doing that process. So it is pretty nice that as a default, these are coming ready to rock and roll out of the box. I think that might be a first for me, actually, out of any kit. Even though it does, I feel like Fabrico might do that too on some of their honey badger rails. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so I'm actually fine with getting rid of these. Then if we're not adding grease to them, then I don't need all of this. Okay. And I did print out in advance this time all of the little rail alignment jigs, so go me. I meant X-Rail. Oh yeah, the X-Rail is a 9, X-Rail is 9. I just don't know. I don't know if I can use Boop if I end up doing Mad Max Del Mar. I have to look more into that. Okay, so this says Z-rail alignment. Z rails are mounted before assembly of the frame. Stand up one of the A extrusions and use the printed rail alignment. Okay, so these are the long guys. And it looks like, based off this image, the hole is going to be... Oh wait, there's a hole on all sides of these, so it doesn't matter which direction you put it on. These look to be the exact same in all directions, so that's nice. Okay, so let's find the Z jig really quickly here. So we need that, and then we need... I guess this does perfectly center it, doesn't it? So let's try to find it. Probably should have kept those separate. I think, okay, so I must have printed them in orange, because here's one. Oh, here's one. So maybe this is all we need, is this guy. And then it looks like we need the little printed cap pieces, which are what color? They're orange. So I take it we'll need 4 of these. 1, 2. Pieces are so small. All right, let's take out some of the bigger pieces. Okay, 4. You're going to enjoy the live shaft pin mod. Nice. 9C or 9H? It is 9H. 9H. Not really. You didn't miss much. Did not miss much. Okay, so do we want to just do all the rails for the Z, it looks like? Is that what we're doing? It also looks like we're going to need more than just 4. Now that I'm looking at this, it looks like 1 on each side, so we probably need 8 of these guys. So let's just continue to take everything out, because we're going to need... We're gonna need to find 4 more. Let's see, these are Z jigs. Okay, so there's another Z jig, another Z jig. More alignment stuff. Number 5. Another alignment piece. Another alignment piece. I don't know what that is. There's a lot of alignment pieces. I don't know if I needed all of them. I think I just printed out everything that was in the tools folder. I think we just need 1 more. God. Yeah, the colors are gonna look awesome. I am really... I mentioned earlier about HartK sent me some renders of like different color combos, and I saw this one and was like, dude, that looks so sick. Where is the last one, dude? I don't... It's like... Found it. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna leave a lot of those parts just... no, maybe not. Just throw these back in. Okay, so we need these 4 guys. We need these. We're gonna use 4 of these. So I think for right this second, it doesn't matter on the alignment. With the black, right now it doesn't matter on the alignment because we're just gonna install them loosely. So let's just slide these. Ooh, that is bent. That is why we're not sliding so nicely. Oh, these bend. These bend very easily. Okay, maybe I don't worry about it because of how easy they... That bent a lot easier than I was expecting. Okay, once they're in though, they seem to slide fine. So let's go like this. For some reason, I haven't seen a lot of generic. Everyone always has interesting color combos. I feel like because it might be because most people, when they build the Micron, are building it like as not their first build. It's a later build for them, and because of that, they're like, oh, they've already done this sort of standard color combos and want to do something else. Okay, so we need for these. I'm tempted to use Loctite on these because they are tiny M2x6s. But I also don't know if it's necessary. 2x6s. I missed so many live streams. I hope I can follow this build. Me too. Me too. Hope this one won't be, I hope, won't be 3 months like the venture was. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessary to do Loctite on this. I'm partially tempted to. I've got it right here. Let's just do a little bit. Actually, this almost seems like it's gone. No, it's definitely not gone. Yeah, we'll do this. This is not a strong Loctite anyway, so. And then for these, are they 1.5mm drivers? The manual does not call for Loctite. I don't know that I've seen many manuals call for it. Z-rails are mounted before assembly of the frame. Stand up one of the extrusions. The printed rail is shown to align their bottom rail. Use a second rail alignment tool on the upper half of the rail. Use a section marked 7 to properly center the rail. Tighten the screws, being careful to maintain with the printed tools now. Yeah, I definitely don't use it on a lot of things, but on this, because they're M2 screws, I kind of want to. I don't think I will use, yeah, these are 1.5mm. I don't think I will use Loctite on much outside of the rails. I'm not using it on the frame, on the blind joints, and Did I lose you guys for a second? It said that the OBS disconnected. Is it every other? Yeah, every other. Brief pause. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what caused it. I mean, I am in the garage, so to be fair, like when we normally stream, oh, I mean, we've been in the garage for a bit though, but when I normally stream, we are upstairs a lot closer to the router. Let's just dump out a bunch of these. We're gonna need a ton of these. Okay. Okay. I don't know, there's not much I can do about it, so hopefully it's not, if it gets really bad then I won't stream, but a little blip is not that big of a deal. So based off the spacing of the things we slid in, the little rail, we need to do every other screw. Not bad as the backbone providers having issues. Yeah, I'm really happy. This is the first place we've ever lived where we have fiber. Always had cable, and so the speeds are fast, but I have noticed every once in a while little blips, which I don't know if it's the provider or whether it's my hardware. I really no idea, but overall I've been pretty happy with it. The upload speeds are the main thing for me with videos. It used to take me so long to upload a 10 to 15 gigabyte video to YouTube, and now it's like freaking fast. It's really fast. Okay, so I think we'll start by just doing this with all of them. Might as well work kind of in an assembly line format. So let's slide this one in like so. Someone, oh, it is time. Let me open up I'm gonna open up the giveaway just because I know for people in Europe it's very late. Where is my link? Here it is. Okay. Oh, I accidentally pinned Maurice. Let's see, unpin. Nope. There we go. Okay, so the Polymaker giveaway link is pinned in chat for anyone that wants to enter into that. What did Raj say? I'm also in the process of building one. No mention of Loctite in the manual as it is used to print, as it used a printed nut bar with nut inserts. Got it. You mean because the printed nut bar has generally tighter, the tolerances are tighter, or I guess looser, which makes it tighter. Yeah, hit the like button. I don't know what we're at, but we've got to at least get to 69. Only 10 or 11:30 depending on where you are. But I realize that like everyone has such different sleep schedules. Like I go to sleep, you know, what would be considered probably ridiculously late for a lot of people, but I've met a lot of adults that go to bed way early. Like we went to a neighbor's birthday party for their 3-year-old a couple weeks ago. At least I think that's where this conversation happened, and they said that they are in bed by like 8 o'clock, and I'm like, I haven't been in bed at 8 o'clock since like middle school. So I know that, like, you know, everyone's schedules are different too with work. Like if you got to get up at 5 a.m. or something like that, then yeah, you can't be up till 2 in the morning. I've ran on little sleep. I'm trying to get more sleep though. I've noticed, like, you know, 17-year-old me and 33-year-old me have a lot in common, but also a lot of differences. And one of those things is that lack of sleep is taking a toll on me, when before it was like, yeah, no big deal. Okay, 2 down, 2 to go. That one slid in really smoothly. Aaron, how's it going, buddy? Dude, it's been a bit since seeing you here. Hope you're doing all right. Happy almost Thanksgiving. Oh, dropped a screw. I have a 5 a.m. alarm, 10:30 p.m. here now. I need to go to bed. Yeah. Yeah, I would say my average schedule is bed sometime around 2 a.m. and then Jackson has me up by like 7, probably. Lately it's been worse than that, but I would love somewhere between 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I think that it would be a lot better for me, both physically and mentally, but the reality is it's probably on average more like 5 hours, if that. Like it depends, but yeah, I wouldn't choose that. That's not, you know, I guess it is by choice. I could go to bed earlier, but I wouldn't get nearly as much work done, and then I'd feel bad about that. And I don't know if I'd be able to sleep because I would be thinking about the work that needs to get done. So I don't know. Waking up for work at 6 a.m. does unfortunately mean I'm going to bed rather early. Yeah, I get it. I get it. No judgment here on going to bed early. I actually think, like, from my vampire perspective, that sounds really nice to be on that schedule. That was a lot of... Oh, crap. All right, well, I'll need to wash my fingers. Yeah, it's almost here. My stomach is not ready. Yeah, we were having talks about Thanksgiving food earlier, and someone brought up one more time. Can someone put in the live stream channel, the Discord server, the name of whatever that dish or pudding stuff is called, so that way I can try to find a recipe for it. I go to bed at a reasonable time once a week. Yeah, a lot of my like 20s was going to bed anywhere from like 2 to 3:30 in the morning, hardly sleeping at all. But then I would have like one day a week. Oh my God, what did I change that I'm dropping screws into the Loctite now? The one day a week, I would have a day where I would basically just crash out and I would hibernate, and I'd sleep for like 10 to 12 hours to kind of catch up on some of it. I don't exactly know that the human body works like that and you can just neglect sleep and then just catch up on it like that, but that's what I told myself, and that's what I did for a lot of my 20s. Deanna, 13 stinking months. Thank you so much. 13 months it's been. Time flies. I'm my worst Yoda voice. I cannot do Tarn. No, I can't even try it. That's amazing. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of impersonations. The one I did a lot was, see if I can do it right now. Kermit the Frog here. Like Kermit the Frog was one that I was really proud of. When I was working at Matter Hackers is when I perfected it, and everyone's desk had like phones, and so I was in sales, and if there was always a person at the front desk doing sales stuff, and so I would call the front desk asking for something and do a Kermit the Frog voice, like, you know, like, dang, it's hard to do it like on the spot, like, there's a customer here asking for 2 spools of green PLA. Like, so I had a lot of fun with it. Like, there was a lot of like laughter and tears, and yeah, I did that, and then I did Hulk Hogan every once in a while, but that one I haven't practiced in a while. I can't just bust that one out. I do a great Chewbacca. I can't do the Chewbacca sound at all. I have done it as a joke because Aaron looks at me like you're an idiot. Like, it's really, really bad, but I am a big fan of the Chewbacca sound. Yorkshire pudding. That's right. That's what it is. Yorkshire pudding. Okay, last one for Zed. So we still have I still have more to go, but I think after this we can at least get these aligned and hopefully tighten down. Yeah, my sister-in-law, like, I think it was like a year or so ago, she requested that I call her cell phone and leave a voicemail as Kermit the Frog. It's not Yorkshire, it's Yorkshire. Okay. Yorkshire. This music is putting me to sleep. This is very, like, chill. Very chill. Yorkshire pudding, you say? I joined at the right time. I am from Yorkshire. Yeah, I'd never heard of it prior to this stream. We were talking about Thanksgiving, and I was kind of going over my usual hit list of things that I make, and a few people were talking about that pudding. So I might try for fun to make it. It didn't sound, someone described like the process of what goes in it or whatever. It sounds pretty simple. So if I feel up to it, I might try to add it to the rotation just to see what we think. British pronunciation is fun. Yeah, I'm not very good at, I've got my Kermit, and that's my one talent. No, not talent, but like, yeah, my one impersonation. I will definitely be eating after this. Aaron made some fresh fruit and yogurt parfait for breakfast. Well, even though it wasn't really breakfast, it was like 11 o'clock, so like brunch, which was good. And then we have leftover salmon from last night, so definitely gonna grub after this. All right, last screw, and then we can focus on making sure these are aligned properly. Alan! 30 freaking months. That's crazy. Thank you so much, Alan. Can't believe it's been 30 months since the Merc 0G. That's insane. Time flies. I remember so much of my life, my parents telling me about how quickly time would fly, and I was like, yeah. But boy, I don't know. Like, I am feeling it more and more. The days, like the weeks fly by like days, you know. It's not a dessert. Yeah, it's not a dessert. Someone described, like, I can't even remember at all what the ingredients were. Someone said like partial baked dough, and yeah, I have to look at it again. Also, giveaway link is open for anyone that has joined. We're gonna do the drawing in about 18 minutes. It looks like 57 entries and 95 viewers. So there's a lot of people that haven't entered. If you want to enter, do so. Also, if you haven't hit the like button, we need exactly 12 more to hit 69. Okay, so we have got a couple things for Zed. For Zed, we have this guy called the Z-Jig, and then we've got this guy that has Z and 7 on it. So Z rails are mounted before assembly of the frame. Stand up 1A extrusion and use the printed rail alignment as shown to align to the bottom of the rail. Got it. Okay, so it looks like stand up this guy like this. Let me change angle on this too. Let me get you guys a little lower. We don't need a top down. Drop it low. Okay. So it says stand up one of these guys like this. Then the orientation of this is like this. So 7 is on the bottom. I'm trying to show this without, and then it looks like basically drop this guy down like that. So that seems like that is correct. But then it also says use a second rail alignment tool on the upper half of the rail. Okay, got it. I don't know what this, maybe this is like an older one that takes the full extrusion and does the same thing, but we'll use the one that looks closest to what they've got. And so we'll just place, tolerances on these don't feel very tight. Like it's not holding very firm, which I don't love. Okay, let's just tighten up one of the center ones. Okay. Okay, so we've got one in, and now I'm basically just gonna tighten from the inside to the outside. So we'll do you. Probably should tighten this a little bit more. Can you bring out baby? You guys want to see baby Landon? He's gotten a lot bigger. He was born at 17 pounds and he is at like 15 pounds now. Did I say 17? Okay, he was born at 7 pounds, not 17 pounds. Sorry, slight correction. He's born at he's born at 7 pounds and is now 15. Yeah. Daniel is hyper-focused and didn't see the comments. Wait, what comments? Oh, Aaron. Oh, okay. This also looks like it's slid a little bit. Bring him a baby bot. Okay, I'll bring him. Here. All right, I'll bring the baby. What's up, chunky monkey?
Oh, he's giving himself a hickey.
Jeez. Hi, baby. He said, Daddy, your hands are cold. Look it. You say hi? You say hi? This could be your first printer, huh? What do you think? A little Micron Plus for you? Huh? Are you a V0 kind of guy? What's gonna be your first build? Huh? Yeah, this guy has gotten super heavy. I told Aaron yesterday that I don't know if I'd be able to tell the difference between him and our dog Monkey because the weight is like it feels like she hands you. I'm like, oh, it's just a 2-month-old baby. I'm like, oh my god, it's like a cinder block. Huh? He's gonna be the family bodyguard. That's what. He looks like a mini kingpin. Huh? Yeah, you are gonna be the family bouncer, huh? Huh? What do you think, buddy? Yeah. Okay. You wanna go back with mommy? I appreciate you coming to visit. You don't usually come out in the garage too much. Okay. He's gonna go bye-bye. Let's see. Bye-bye, everybody. You like the colors or what? He's definitely looking at the printed parts. Okay, bubbies. Thank you for saying hi. What's that? I'm getting hungry, but I'm gonna wait till after. We've been talking about, I'm sure you heard, but we're talking about Thanksgiving food, and so now I really want some like Thanksgiving food. Yeah, it's called the Yorkshire pudding. Apparently, I'm gonna look for a recipe on it because I kind of want to try it. It's not like a dessert pudding; it's like a meal pudding thing. Liz, thanks for becoming a member. How are you doing? He doesn't know what to think. Yeah, he's like, what are all the lights? So I don't love this this jig. Sorry, mine got a little. I'm wondering if this is the same. This is the same. Okay, so there's this jig right here. There's 2 versions of it. It looks like there's one. I don't know why. I was gonna say, like, I feel like you've been a member forever, so I don't know. And also the little like robot icon next to your name is like indicative of not being a new member because they go from like 1 to 12, I think, or like 1 to something for the first X amount of months. And then the orange one is like at a year, I think, or something like that. So it threw me off. I don't know why YouTube be being weird. So it threw me off a little bit. Okay, so yeah, there's 2 different jigs. There's this one that basically doesn't have an end on it, but wastes less material, I suppose, and so you have to stand it up. Then there's this one that has a base and it just slots over the extrusion. I like this one a lot better because it seems like the extrusion shifted a little bit while I was tightening it. So I'm gonna loosen it again, slide this thing up against the, this guy, like that, there we go. And then I will tighten this down. I will check chat in just 1 second here, but let me get these I just realized my hands. This is such a horrible camera angle. I'm gonna move you guys to a different spot. Let's see. Let's take this out and put. I can probably dump this box. We don't need this box anymore. Okay, so let's see if I get you guys like this. I think from this angle, and maybe I need to raise you guys up a hair a bit more. Let's try that. That maybe will work better. There we go. I think that's better. Delmar with the 43 months. Thank you, man, for crazy. You're coming up on 4 years. Yeah, I don't know, Liz. I hope that maybe next month it will like revert back to what you're actually at, because that threw me. It doesn't usually do that. Peculiar indeed. Yeah, this is a really nice orange. It's vibrant. It's not too like, it's not too orangey. I don't really know how to describe that, but like I have other oranges that are like really bright in your face oranges, which look fine. I mean, depending on what your goal is, right? Like there's nothing wrong with a bright orange, but I don't know that I would call this a burnt orange, but it's really a nice, it's a loud airplane. It's really a nice orange. This is poly, nope, no, it's not Polymakers. This, excuse me, this is LDO's. Fabrico sent them, so I know that they have them in stock here. But I don't know, I'm not sure. I think you're in Canada, right? I'm almost positive Tuxedo. I have to like remap it in my mind because I thought for a long time you were on East Coast of the United States, but I think you said you're in Canada, and I don't know what resellers look like in Canada for LDO. But I would think that they probably have one. Maybe does Sparta resell? I don't know. I know they make their own filament, but I think that they might. Okay, I know why this isn't fitting. I'm a goofball, dude. This is not the right. This is not the right reel size. That's why it wasn't fitting well. I'm gonna probably loosen this one more time and just use this guy. Okay. Those little guys are for the 9H rail. That's why it wasn't fitting well. All right, let's try this one more time. Okay, are we loose? Yeah, we're sliding. Okay, so there, it was probably fine. I think that the bottom one holds it relatively center, but I don't want to chance having an alignment issue that can be solved by just retightening this. There's only one LDO reseller in Canada, and it's you say Sparta? Yeah, okay. I thought for sure Sparta was a reseller in Canada. I knew that they make filament, like I knew they're a filament vendor because I remember Canuck showing off their filament years ago, I think at this point. Okay, I'm gonna tighten this down a little bit more. You just gotta be careful. I think it's nice that LDO gives you small drivers like this because it makes it harder to tighten these down super tight, which is, in my opinion, what you want for M2 screws. I ran into issues with stripping out some screws on my first V0 build because I was using a full-size driver, and that is not fun. So, okay, so let's move this to this side. Let's do this one next. Go like that, go like that. We are 6 minutes away from closing up the filament giveaway, so if you haven't entered in, do so soon. They make excellent filament. I buy a lot from them. Yeah, I was wanting to try out their filament at one point, but I don't remember if it was shipping or what the reason was that I didn't. I was really happy when Polymaker started making sparkly ABS and ASA, because that was really one of the main things I wanted to get from Sparta was that they were pretty early in making pretty sparkly ABS or ASA. So I think I was considering them for a printer build. I just realized I never tightened that one fully. Waiting on the tariff. Yeah, they make some nice stuff. Really like the PC ABS. Oh, Sparta makes a PC ABS. I don't think I've ever printed with PC ABS. It'd be fun to do a video on that. There's a couple filaments I still really want to make videos on. I feel like I've covered a lot of filaments and a lot of the specialty stuff, but there's still a few that are on my hit list. Like PCTG is one that I really would like to get in. I had a company reach out to me that sells it and wanted to do a sponsored video. I'm gonna put music on, and I told them that I don't like generally do sponsored videos. The exception to that is like this upcoming one is Micro Swiss one. Like I've done some install videos and stuff, but generally I'm like, no, if you just want to send the filament, then that's it. Like, you know, there's no money exchange. Like I just, even though in my head I was like, maybe I should, but no, for like the filament videos have always been like, if you send the filament, I'll test it out, make a video on it based off of how it prints and just stuff like that. And they never got back to me after that. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. There's a few spools of Sparta UV ABS. Was that just like UV reactant, bright filament? Polymaker showed some sneak previews of no stuff coming out. Hope it spills over. Oh, at Formnext, Liz? Or prior to that? If it was at Formnext, I probably didn't see it because all of the like Bamboo Lab and Prusa stuff that seemed to have flooded my timeline. But yeah, I haven't seen anything. Okay, one more rail on Z, and then we are ready to, I think after that we need to attach the little stops so that way we don't lose our block. Luke now has a Pika for Makers PT1000 and 100 watt non-PTC heater for pre-order. Was that announced in Formnext? Or is that just something that he just recently announced? Joel showed at Formnext live today. Got it. I clipped a show on my show tonight. Okay. I'll have to take a look at that then. I knew that they were there. I saw that QForge like was sharing a booth with them, so I did know. Wait, what the? What the heck? What happened here? All right. Okay. Yeah, I knew they had a presence. I just wasn't sure that they were announcing anything or if they were just having a presence because it's a big industry show and wanted to make sure that they had a presence. That was wild. Okay, so what the heck happened? There we go. Okay. Forgot to tighten a screw on the last guide. Are you sure? I can check it. I feel like I went through them all. It would have been, if it was the last one I did, it would have been this one. I think I already did this one. Yeah. They all seem tight. No, they all seem tight. Okay. Those are in. All right. It is officially time to close the giveaway. So if anyone wants to enter in, I'll give you another 60 seconds before I remove the link, and then maybe another minute here after that just to fill it out. So maybe like 2 minutes left. Go! Oops. I did not mean to press that. You announce it at 3DPT quietly. Oh, got it. What's the price point on it? Okay, rail stops. Where's the nut? The instructions won't call out the nuts. The instructions won't call out nuts that were inserted in a previous step or nuts that can be easily inserted in the current step. If the screw does not thread into a nut, we explicitly state this. You can assume that all screws that enter the extrusion slots thread into a nut. Okay. So, rail stops. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, so all 8 of these guys. And then we need the little square. Yeah, there's like 30 seconds left, and then I am removing the giveaway link, so. Yep. Are these supposed to be? No, these are M3. Oh yeah, these are M3s, not M2s. Let's put these back in. $125 with plated copper nozzles, got it. Still definitely like, it's pricey, but I get why it's the price that it is. He's making everything in the US in-house. Doesn't have the same economies of scale as like a large manufacturer, and it's a premium hot end. So like I can understand it. It's definitely a lot cheaper than what like tube costed. Are we just using M3 hex nuts for these then, or is there squares? I feel like. Interesting. I would think that we would probably be using, I guess it's just hex. No, what am I saying? We're using these guys with M3 by 8 button heads. Okay. M3 8 button heads, got them. Okay, so I'm removing the link in the chat. If you're filling out the giveaway form, you've got 60 seconds. Then we'll do this drawing. Hey, down under. Cheaper than Dragon Ultra High Flow. Oh, wow. Just got back. Building has begun. Yeah, we are officially building. That felt like it went in weird. Okay, we are doing the giveaway now. Let me just put this last screw in. Okay, let's do the giveaway. I'm happy and a little broke. Hopefully it'll translate to good content in March. What printing do you print the parts? This was all done on the H2C. Yeah. I got it in a couple weeks ago. I didn't realize when they sent it how quickly. I didn't realize that they were launching it at Formnext. So I thought I had a couple months to play around with it, but that wasn't the case. And I've done some multicolor printing, but also just wanted to see like, hey, like how does it handle just regular ABS and ASA full plates? And it handled it well. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Change to that. 85 responses. Nice. Nice. And we hit 72 likes. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for liking. Okay, so there should be 85 people, which means I don't need to do anything special with the names. Cool. Yeah, that worked. All right, let me get a sip of water. Okay. All right, so for anyone that has not been here for a stream, this giveaway is provided by Polymaker and is for anybody, anywhere in the world. So if you're in the US or Canada and you win, then you will receive a gift card. And if you're anywhere else, you get a spool of filament off their website up to $35. So it's pretty freaking awesome. Super cool of them to allow us to do this. So if you win, you will receive an email from me within 24 hours, probably tonight. I've got some stuff going on tomorrow, so probably tonight. And you'll need to fill out the form, and there'll be a unique code. And then, yeah, if anyone else is interested in picking up some filament, there's a link in the description. And a portion of the purchase does go back and support the channel, so it is certainly appreciated. On that, how many times are we going to shuffle? How many times are we going to shuffle? It is officially 8 days till Thanksgiving here. So that's a number. I see 8s in the chat, which I'm assuming is for the 8 toolhead version of the index. I think we should do 8. It feels like 8 feels like the number. 8 days till Thanksgiving and 8 days, or 8 toolheads. Let's do 8. We'll do 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, everybody. Good luck to each and every one of you. If you didn't hit the like button, your mom is very disappointed in you. Thanks, Tuxedo. We told him. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everyone. Hey, RS. Congratulations. That is a very familiar name. I was gonna say face, but familiar name. Congratulations, RS. You are this week's winner. So I'm pretty sure that I've got you in Discord, but I haven't been, lately, like I've been too busy. I'm in Discord. I will send you an email. So just be on the lookout for an email from me this evening, and we'll get you your gift card. So congratulations, and thank you to everybody for entering in. One more time, thank you to Polymaker for being awesome and letting us give away filament every single week. It is certainly something that's appreciated, and I think everyone here, like it's fun to be able to do, and everyone appreciates it. So, thank you to Polymaker for letting us do that. So, okay, let's go ahead and get the rest of these stops on. I'd at least like to get some of this assembled, even if just a little bit. I'm getting pretty dang hungry, but let's at least do a little bit more. Just gonna preload all the nuts. Drop the nut. Okay. Yeah, I think quite a few, well, maybe not quite a few, but I think a handful of people in here ordered the 8 toolhead version. I think that I will very likely convert the Mark IV to a Core 1 and then do index or install index on it, but I don't think I'll do more than 4. Unless Persia comes up or the community comes up with a really like clean way of feeding that many filament rolls. Hey. What's wrong, baby? Is mommy awake or no? Okay, let me help you real quick. Jack woke up from his nap. Unless they come up with a way to like that really makes sense and is efficient for space for loading that many spools, I don't want to juggle that many rolls of material. I haven't been able to create a Bontech account. I got the dev kit version for Clipper machines. I figured most content creators will be doing. You want a hug? Okay. You have a good nap? Yeah? Oh, big guy. Hug, 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 hug. Look at Daddy put rails on the, like, right? Ooh. Pretty cool, huh? He said he wants to what? Oh. Yeah, Daddy's gonna finish putting these, see these little orange guys? I'm gonna finish putting these on here and then try to assemble the frame, and then Daddy's gonna come inside and eat some food, okay? Okay. You can go watch some TVs or hang out inside with mommy? Okay. I love you. Glad you had a nice nap. Okay. I want a hug. No, I didn't get a good sleep. Hugs from all of us. Yeah, he has not been feeling good for 3 days now. He's just been really like kind of sad more than normal and asking for hugs constantly. I don't have a hug counter, but like if I had to guess, I've probably given him like 75 hugs in the last couple days. So I don't know. He said his ear was hurting a couple times, and so Aaron thought maybe he had an ear infection. So yesterday, like after it didn't go away from the day before, we're like, okay, well, let's take him to the doctor. Doctor checked out his ear and said his ears look. She said that the doctor said like his ears look immaculate or something like that, like his like perfect. So he doesn't have an ear infection. I don't know what's going on with his ear, but he did have a slight fever. So yeah, he just doesn't feel good. Maybe he's not sleeping. Oh, I know he's not sleeping well because he's been sleeping with me. Neither of us are sleeping well. I know that he's not. I don't understand, like, he's been, like, there's been nothing consistent about the last couple of years, right? As far as with Jack, like, there's certain seasons where it's like, cool, he's sleeping a lot now. And now it's like, okay, he's not sleeping at all. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. He just seems to wake up a lot. And sometimes it's like, I get it, okay, he has to wake up and go to the restroom. Other times I'm like, I don't understand why you woke up. He seems to be having some bad dreams here and there. Like he's described to me like some bad dreams, so I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of symptoms. It's really like the mild fever that the doctor said, and then just like really tired, like really lethargic, kind of like and whiny and just wanting hugs. Like, yeah, but no like real runny nose or cough or anything like that. What Honda did you get for this build? I have a kit ordered waiting. So I mentioned it briefly earlier, but that's a great question. I don't know I probably need to print out the specifics for the hot end, I imagine. Now that I think about it, I don't know that the hot end, I don't think I printed out toolhead parts. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that they were in the repo where I was at, so I need to look into that. But probably Conch, which is basically like a Bamboo Lab form factor from Fadis. They sent over like a Contra Conch Plus. I think I have a high flow version maybe. So probably that. I have a few other options upstairs. I have a couple like of the older drop effect ones. I think I have a Dragon. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'll look, but I'm thinking right now probably Conch. It's like the newest one. Gives you impressionable, so any current dreams maybe. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He told me he had a dream. He had a bad dream about like a bee the other day. And then he said he had a bad dream that like he told me that a monster hit him. So I'm like, okay. I don't know. I try to tell him that he's safe. Mom and Daddy are here, and you know it's just a dream. So I don't know. I really don't know what else to do. Okay, we have got. We already passed through this. Oh, I've got multiple things open. So we did that. Okay, so now we are taking. Okay, so clearly I need to put screws on both sides of these. I only installed them on one side because I wasn't sure earlier, but if the Z's are dropping into these, we need to add more screws. So let's grab 2 of these. And I think these were M3/8 as well. Yeah. So let's do that. Oops. This all sounds pretty much what I get, but we have 2 doing it. As adults have become somewhat desensitized to them as we sort of lose some of our ability to relate. Eating some nightmares. Okay. So it looks like we want. Probably bring you guys around like this. Okay, so it looks like we want short side, like the side of the short segment down, and then basically these are identical, so it shouldn't matter for the first one, but one like this and one like this. So we will start with, let's see, I should have a 2-3 block. I feel like it's probably easier to do one of these at a time. Then I can just go like this, push these up flush against here, like this, and then take my driver and install it. Okay. I will probably tighten this down more. That was not enough, but at least a starting point. Okay. Oops. Move this like this. Alright, the angle is no longer good to show you guys what I'm doing. Okay. I don't remember if I had dreams as a kid. I also don't remember if I slept as little as I have, as long as I remember. 2 to 4 hours. Wait, you're good on 2 to 4 hours a day of sleep? Like now, currently? That's wild. Okay. Yeah, this is good. I'm gonna use an Allen key to tighten these down a little bit more though. I know that I had bad dreams as a kid. Like I have bad dreams now, but I know as a kid I had a really big imagination, and I would have bad dreams. Like I remember some pretty terrifying ones actually, but not. I mean, I don't remember them at 2. I had them My brother was alive, or he was born, so I was at least 5 because we're 5 years apart. And I was probably like 7 when I was having some really bad dreams. Okay, so I'm just using the Allen key now to tighten this down a little bit more. It's like a balancing act because I don't want to strip anything. But I also don't want things to come apart, so. Also, the camera angle sucks. Sorry. Come on. There we go. It's probably plenty tight. I don't wanna crank it with my arm. How old's Jackson? He is 2.5, a little older than 2.5. So he was born on March 5th. So 2 2/3 is my math right? 2 2/3. Let's just call it 2.5. He's like 2.5. I guess it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, so this says corner 1 assembly. Start with one of the pre-assembled A extrusions and 2 of the B extrusions. Know the direction the linear rail is facing. Slide one of the A extrusions on the following first with 2 extrusions while using your assembly surface to hold things flat, flush and square. Tighten the 2 screws to make the first corner secure. The corner 1 will be the left rear corner of the printer. Okay. This design relies on blind joints to assemble the frame. We outlined the basics of blind joints. Yep. Build on a flat surface. Build on a frame of glass or granite surface to ensure you can get it as square as possible. Got it. All right. So next we are going to. Oh, next we're gonna preload. Okay. So that's right. Preload time. Okay, so it looks like between the two, we need. I know that GP studies are dropping, so I guess I'm not super worried, but I will still preload. On the ones that are on the outside, I don't know if I need them or not. It said the light. What did light gray represent? It was like optional. What was light gray? Here, look for a gray outline are optional. Some of the printed parts have a printed twist lock version or attached to the frame or screw-on version. Choose to use a twist lock, then you can ignore the gray. Okay, cool. So we're not gonna do gray. So we'll just install the ones that are black. Light gray are optional. Yeah. Okay, so 5 on top. I always had dreams of something grabbing me from under the bed and would swing me around until I woke up. That's terrifying. I remember having a couple dreams of falling as a kid, like falling off of a building or something like that. And then the waking up right before you hit the ground, just, you know. One. Two. I feel like the count from Sesame Street. 3! 3 nuts. I don't know if that's I don't know him well enough to impersonate him, but 3. I will try to sleep for 6 hours today. Yeah, 6 is. I think I can do pretty good on 6 hours. If I can get a consistent 6, I think I'm pretty happy. Okay, 2 inside. Count Dracula. Yeah. 1. Yeah. Does that mean that these can, like, if they can be slid in after, can they fall out pretty easy until you actually secure them, or no? They shouldn't. Oh yeah, yeah, they fall right out. So maybe I don't preload anything? Is that the play? And then just install them when needed? Because like, yeah, they pop right in. I'm thinking I don't preload anything then, because knowing me, if I preload a bunch of stuff, I'm gonna turn the frame at some point in this build and just have a bunch of nuts fall out everywhere. Then I'll lose them and I won't have enough to be able to replicate it. So let's not install these preload nuts until we actually need them to bolt things to them. It just feels like a potential issue that I don't need to, you know, I don't have to worry about. Okay. Where are we not? Are we too close? There we go. Okay, so now we are installing the back right. I'm just gonna start slowly, even without my square, or without my 1, 2, 3 block. I'm still gonna just tighten them a little bit to keep it from falling. And then I will throw this back here. And I will press everything against it. I don't think I'm getting the screw. There we go. Drop-ins also means drop out, yeah. I guess like the exception to that is the ones that have the ball, you know, like the spring ball or whatever we call them. But that's quite different than this. Yeah, it feels okay. It feels good. Let's tighten this with the Allen key. Okay, I don't want to go tighter than that. The most sleep deprived I've been was when I was finishing up my BFA degree. I got 6 hours sleep. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to. I'd be miserable. I can't do that. Okay, I'm also gonna quickly read to make sure there's nothing else that I'm missing. So yeah, before assembling, close there's corner shoot and change all the same. First, using M38 blind joint, linear rail should be facing the same direction, which ours is forward. Keep things as square as possible, as flush as possible. Yep. Okay. Corner 3 assembly. Before adding the next A extrusion, preload M3 nuts, which we don't need to do. So, okay. So this is a. So these are all the same extrusions. So. At least I think they are. Let me make sure I'm not screwing things up here. Yeah, we're still using the right stuff. Okay. Okay. Nice. I don't think I'm not feeling the screw. What is going on? Let me turn this. My brain was getting into weird things last day. Yeah, I would imagine so. I love sleep. Like I miss I miss being able to sleep a lot. Okay, so I did find it now. What am I doing? Let's keep this here while I tighten it. Okay. Have a good new stream. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Nice. Have a wonderful rest of your day, man. Or night, I guess. Hope you get a good night's sleep, dude. Okay, this feels like it is up a little bit. Why is that? Are we getting some twisting going on? I think I'm still going to leave it for now. Definitely a little taprino going on here. I don't know if it's the extrusion that's just... Everything seemed flat though, so... Yeah, I'm gonna leave it for right now. I'm gonna do the other corners. If you can go 3 more hours, I can start my stream early. You can raid in. Dude, I am not going for 3 more hours. Absolutely not. It is not happening. It is not happening. Okay, so I definitely want to, because this guy is sort of lifting a little bit, I want to make sure that as I install this one, I'm pressing downwards. So we will, you guys aren't gonna be able to see much more than my arm, but I can't really do anything about that right now. This is the angle I'm at. I just need, there we go. I guess I can lift my arm up like that. What are you working on right now on your stream? What's the build or the... Okay, that's as tight as I want to go. What's the thing you're working on? Seems like it's working out okay. All right. Hey Kyle, I was doing a Gen 2 board integration into an Ender 5 with a rapid burner. Nice. Today I'm thoroughly unprepared. My yellow box rail now that I've stripped and rebuilt it. Got it. You were having issues, like you were having issues with the box drill initially, right? I can't remember if it was you or if I'm confusing the conversation, but I thought you were having issues. I don't remember if it was the wheels or what the main thing was, but I think I want to go tighter than that. I might do one last little yeah, that's as tight as I'm going. Extrusion is definitely not wanting to lay flat though. I don't understand why. I'm wondering if this extrusion has a slight twist in it. Everything feels good. Okay, let me add add some machine screws to this last side here. Yeah, this one's just up a bit. My kit sucked hard. Yeah, I thought it was you that had mentioned when you were building it that there was definitely some things you weren't happy about. I'm hoping to get the I can't think of what it's called right now. Zombie, if you're here, what's the name of the toolhead that you built not long ago? The Jabberwocky. I'm hoping to get the Jabberwocky built on the 2.4 soon here, and play around with the box turtle a bit more. This does not look very square in this moment. I don't know why. Oops, yeah, let me start by just kind of bringing this together. I'm gonna turn this towards me actually for a sec here. It was like LDO through all the out of spec parts. Got it. So you think your kit specifically just had issues? Okay, so these are still loose now. So now I will try to square this up. Doesn't feel wobbly. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of the extrusions just has a twist in it. Did you preload the nuts? No, I'm not. I decided I'm not preloading the nuts because the nuts that they give you in this kit are drop-ins, and so they fall out really easily. And I don't, because they're specialty nuts, like they're machined, I don't know that you can get them very easily outside of from LDO. I don't want to worry about losing them by turning the frame during the stream, having them fall on the garage floor, and not being able to find them. So I made the call to just not preload them. We'll install the nuts as we need them. But yeah, if you were using like square nuts or regular, I think hex nuts, then you would absolutely need to preload them. But it seems like the bag of nuts in this kit are all drop-in nuts. So, oops, turn this one last time. Need to go. Have a good rest of your week. Hey, thank you, GPs. Have a wonderful rest of your week as well, man. Thanks for hanging. Okay. All right, let's see. Do we have any wobble? I see zero wobble. I'm quite pleased. I don't know what the deal was with that extrusion that was making things stick up a little bit, but it seems like as I've tightened things, it's all sort of squared itself. So, all right. The slided ones are emergencies only. I think that this whole kit, wait, am I being a goofball? Are we supposed to be using the M3 hex nuts? I might be being silly. I was under the impression that they wanted us to use all these like drop-in ones specifically. I mean, they gave us a lot. There's 100 of them. Is there more than 100 drop-ins? I mean, is there more than 100 preload nuts? Now you got me worried. I kind of was under the impression that that's what, like, that was the specific thing. Make me want to count now. Let's see, 5, 10, 12, 13, 14, 18, 25, 32, 40, 44, 48, 52, 54, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68. So I'm counting 68 in this initial section. 100 feels like a lot to me, but I could be wrong. Are there any instructions on the LDO site or their GitHub? I didn't see anything. We can check really quick here. LDO Micron Plus. I didn't see any supplemental documentation, but doesn't look like there's a whole lot of info. I am curious. I am very curious. If I'm gonna use the hex nuts, I need to install them now. I'm just curious to see if I see a bunch more later on. I don't see any more. I mean that doesn't mean there's not more, I suppose, right? Because this isn't the full, like, we're supposed to use the CAD as well a little bit. Maybe I'll reach out to HartK or Jason and confirm that. Hey, Muzin. 100 feels like a lot, but I mean, just because it feels like a lot doesn't mean that it's enough, but 100 feels like a lot. Okay, so we did this, we did this, we did this, we did this. Now it's the top. This is a standard one. I don't think there is an LDO one. I'd be happy to be wrong, but I definitely didn't see an LDO one. If anyone is aware of one, I would love to see it. Yeah, I've only seen the standard. I think what I'll do is I'll probably reach out to Jason and HartK just to see what they say, and hoping that this is fine. Yeah, I didn't even consider that. Maybe, like, I didn't consider that maybe we're supposed to use the M3 hex and those are just supposed to be like just in case, but there's 100 of them, which feels like a lot. So the next steps are top extrusion, top extrusion, top extrusion, and then bed extrusion. So I think what I'll likely do is I'll probably pause here, get that question answered, and by next week's stream, I'll have the nuts either in or not in, and I'll have the top on. And the only thing I'll have us do, I might just wrap up the frame. I don't know. We'll see. Like, I'll definitely have the top of the frame done, and maybe we'll do the bed. But outside of that, yeah, maybe we will. I'll either have the top of the frame done or the entire frame done, and then we'll put on panels and start working on the next stuff. The slide and nuts have the advantage of not falling out once they're in. Yeah, no, it's a really good point. I more think like, I would like to know, probably from Jason's perspective, or maybe HartK too, like depending on the conversation, like what is the intent? Like, is the intent that these drop-ins are for like mods and, oh, if you forgot some, don't worry about it, and you should still be trying to preload the M3 hex? Or no, in this kit, like they just basically the intent is that you'll just drop these in when the time comes. I'd like to know that, I think. But I'm not going to continue on right now because I don't want to not install them in the top if I need them. One way or another, I think I'm fine, because what I could do at this point is basically, I think there's like maybe 15 or 20 that needed to go on the base, and if it turns out that I did it incorrectly, then I could just start using the regular hex ones for the rest of them, and we'd have plenty of the LDO ones. But if I'm not needing to preload any, I'd rather not preload any, because it's just one less thing to think of, you know? So I think I'll ask that. But yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I'm hoping it's fine. It'll be fine. The frame looks nice. The frame looks really nice. So by next week's stream on Wednesday, I'll have the top 4 pieces on, and then I can have the bed extrusions on, or I can install those on stream. I don't know if there's a preference on that. I like to do most of the work on stream when I can, but for the sake of making progress, we'll see. I'll think about it. All right, everybody. Thank you all for hanging out. Hopefully I'll see most of you guys next week. If you're in the US and I don't know how many people are traveling for the holidays and Thanksgiving on Thursday, but the plan is for me, I will be having a regular day on Wednesday of streaming. So yeah, hopefully I'll see most of you guys. Hope I'll see most of you guys then. But this was the part 1 of the Micron Plus build from LDO. We got to take a look at all the stuff that came in the box. I need to figure out, the 2 questions are about the preload, and then when it comes to the tool head, I need to print out stuff for that as well, which I didn't realize until today, based off of probably the hot end I'm going to go with. So I will get that going. And yeah, congratulations to RS for being our winner. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you. We had a ton of gifted memberships at the beginning of today's stream, so thank you all for gifting memberships. Thank you all of you that have renewed your memberships, the donations that came in, and then for everybody just hanging out and chatting, hitting the like button, and just having some fun. So I will, yeah, I'll end the stream. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.